Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 57 of the Fit in 10 Challenge. And, you know, a good reason to come out to our class on Saturdays is because we have a little bit of extra time. So, you know, generally we end up doing a little, like about, the class is usually a little over an hour, so we don't have to rush out. So, if there is one day to come, it would be Saturday. Well, I mean, that's not true. All the workouts are important, but, you know, there is that bonus on Saturdays. And listen, if you are watching this and you didn't come in for your scan and you haven't been to class, let's get moving. Get yourself back into things. Get yourself back into the groove. You know who you are. I know who you are. Okay. Listen, it happens to a lot of people in various facets of life. It's happened to me many times. Okay, not with the challenge, but with other aspects of my life. You got to get back into it. Okay, so don't give up. All right. There was one thing I wanted to talk about that just hit me now. Like, I didn't have it written down, and that was, man. Now I got to look it up. Somebody wrote me something now. I can't remember. All right. By the way, you guys got to send me your weekly feedbacks, okay? Because I only have one for, you know, this weekend. One. Like, that's a first. I opened up, you know, the Q&A here section that you guys send me every week, that you're supposed to send me every week. And there's one new one. Terrible, you guys. Terrible. All right, let's get on it. Send me your questions. All right, so listen, I'm going to go through... I got 5 myths in front of me. These are 5 myths that I want to dispel. All right, so here we go. We've already talked about this, by the way, but I'm going to mention it again. I think we've talked about this. Consuming carbohydrates at night make you fat. Okay. In fact, let's broaden this. Eating at night will make you fat. No. Okay, it's your daily caloric intake, essentially, okay? Obviously, it matters what you eat, the types of foods you eat, but it doesn't matter when you eat those foods, okay? In particular, people are scared to eat carbs. I was for years at night. I'm like, oh, don't eat carbs at night. But the reality is it will not make any difference, okay? Whether you eat those same carbs, okay, whether you eat 100 grams of carbs in it, let's use 100 grams, whether you spread those out throughout the day or you eat them all at night is not really going to make a difference, okay? Now, I say not really make a difference because there might be, in theory, there could be a little bit of difference whether you spread them out or you eat them all at once, okay? Forget about it being at night, just eating them all at once. All right, so, and the only reason I say that is because you get a huge glucose load. So then your body's got to deal with that glucose load. But, you know, I mean, I can't really see it making that much of a difference if it does at all, okay? But whether you eat it in the morning or at night or middle of the day, it doesn't really make a difference, okay? Don't be scared to eat at night. Don't be scared to eat carbs at night, okay? In fact, I would encourage you to eat carbs at night because it will help you sleep, all right? Okay, consuming 5 meals per day will help you lose weight by speeding up your metabolism. Eating frequently does not speed up your metabolism, okay? Now, every time you eat, your metabolism speeds up, okay? But, you know, like, if you're eating, 2,000 calories a day, whether you eat that in one meal or you eat that over several meals, it's still the same metabolic processes that have to take place. So there's no advantage by spreading it out, okay? The amount of work that it takes to digest, 400 calories is, whether you do 400 calories 5 times in the day or you do 2,000 calories all at once, it's still going to take the same amount of energy, okay? Okay, roughly speaking, very closely speaking, okay? So eating frequently does not speed up your metabolism, okay? All right, myth number 3. You need to do cardio to lose weight. All right, now, there's a lot that can be said about this. I would encourage everybody to do both weights and cardio, okay, to sort of maximize their fat loss. Okay, but you don't need to, okay? In fact, you don't really need to do any exercise to lose weight. You can just diet, but I would highly encourage you to do exercise. It's really, really important. I actually got this, out of an article. These 5 myths here, and so there's a lot that can be said about this, but the whole basis of the article actually was that, weight training is superior to cardio for fat loss, and that's a big statement right there. Okay, and I'd like to think that's true. I definitely think it's true for long term. Short term, I don't know if that's true. But the best thing to do is to do both. Do both cardio and weights, okay? Cardio is going to be much better for long-term fat loss. We went through this. Okay, and cardio... sorry, I'm not sure what I just said there. I should have said, hopefully I did say, weights is going to be better for long-term fat loss, okay? So building muscle tissue, resistance training is better for long-term fat loss. Cardio, now depending on the intensity of the cardio and the length of time, this could be said for the same thing with weights, is probably going to burn, cardio is probably going to burn more energy on the spot, okay? But in terms of getting leaner over time, yeah, weights are going to benefit you the most. But do both, right? Which is why we put it in the challenge, which is why I put the challenge. Right? The cardio aspect and the weights. Weights are super important. Nobody ever thinks of weights to lose body fat, but it's actually it's the most it's the greatest investment you can make to keeping, besides other factors, but in particular, keeping you lean. Okay. All right. Myth number 4: Pilates lengthens your muscles. Okay. Some people have said to me, listen, I don't want to lift weights because, I don't want to get bulky. I'd rather do Pilates and lengthen my muscles. I don't know where this came from. You can't lengthen your muscles. You can't. Your muscles are just where they are. They insert. You can't change the insertion, okay? It's you're not going to take the insertion point and stretch it out. The muscle is the length the muscle is, okay? You can make the muscle more flexible, okay? You can make it so that it can stretch better, but that's the muscle itself, okay? That's just, allowing the tissue to open up a bit more, allowing the fascia. It's not even the muscle, it's the fascia around the muscle, okay? There is no shaping muscle, there is no lengthening muscle. You either build muscle or you don't. It's that simple. It really is just that simple. You either build muscle or you don't. You cannot... Your shape and your length of your muscle are determined by genetics. That's it. Okay? When you develop the muscle, i.e. when you build muscle, the shape and everything that takes on is genetic. All right? So, Pilates is just another way of applying resistance to your body. We can apply resistance doing weights. We can apply resistance using Pilates. Now, the difference with Pilates, generally speaking, is that it's just a lower amount of resistance that we apply, and it's usually a more finer form of exercise. When I say finer, it's more smaller movements. It's not going to be as beneficial in terms of building overall muscle mass and strength for the body, but it certainly does have benefits for, especially for a lot of injuries, and for learning how to feel muscles, especially a lot of the deeper underlying musculature that we have a hard time feeling, okay? Generally speaking, when we're doing these big movements that I have you guys do, the major muscle groups are taking over and doing the work, okay? The smaller muscle groups don't necessarily get worked to the same degree, okay? So it's like when you go to physio, right? Physio will usually have you do movements where you are, not always, but quite often you're doing movements to work, muscles that do more stabilization, or muscles that do, more, posture type. Posture wouldn't be the right word, okay? More stabilization. Just stick with stabilization. All right, myth number 5. Where are we at here? Oh, we're almost at 10 minutes. All right, maybe I'll talk about this myth tomorrow, okay? Actually, I already touched upon it, but we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Guys, we are day 57. We have 13 more days, officially speaking. I have to put up the Calendly link in a week from now for your next scans. It's pretty crazy, right? submit and commit to this challenge. Do your weight training. The weight training is the arguably the most important aspect to this challenge. You definitely get more of an investment from the weight training over any other piece of this in terms of changing your body, specifically speaking. And as always, positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. Maybe you want to send me your gratitude. A lot of you did not, but you can. All right. Oh, I didn't do message of the day. Holy shit, I missed message of the day. Message of the day. Where you are reflects what you have done. Where you are reflects what you have done. Okay? So, you are a reflection of your past. We went through this a little bit yesterday, but, if you're not happy with where you are, you need to look at what you're doing. Okay? Maybe you're doing enough to make that change, but you just have to do more of that, okay? If you're not seeing the rate of change you want to see, well, then we need to, look back and see what's going on, right? You are where you are based on what you've been doing over the recent past, okay? So you're a reflection of what you've been doing, recently speaking, okay? So just keep that in mind, all right? Guys, we'll talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.